Figma just changed the game again. You can now generate full UI designs directly inside your canvas using AI. But here's the crazy part. You can use your actual design systems to generate layouts that already match your product. No more random AI designs, no more redesigning everything from scratch. In this video, I will show you how this works using Figma, Claude Code, and your terminal step by step. Let's get into it. Hi, my name is Sergey. Welcome to my channel. Here I talk about Figma, Framer, AI vibe coding. So be sure to subscribe if you want to learn more about it and like the video if you like it. So before we start generating our designs using AI, we need to have a design system that we'll be using. And if you don't have your own design system, you can grab one from community or create one yourself. Actually, I'll be using a simple design system library by Figma. You can get it from the community as well. So you just go to community tab and then you go to this filters design resources, you click UI kits, and here you can choose a simple design system. You click on it and open it in your Figma file. So basically you will duplicate it to your drafts. But here's the trick. You need to move this file from drafts to a project folder. I already done that. And then what I need to do, I need to go to assets in my file. And then I need to click on this book icon, which is called libraries. And here we can see that in this window, I see manage libraries screen, and I need to publish it. So I press publish, and this file will be published as a library. So it will be available for other projects. This is like the first step that we've done. The next step is to create a new file. So let's press create, and then we press new design file. And now we need to link our published library to this file. And actually it is in the drafts and it doesn't really matter where it is. So you only need to have your library in the projects folder. And here I go to assets, and again I click on this library icon, or I can click here, browse team libraries, and when I click on it, here I can choose the library that I want to use. So I'll click see more, and I'll need to find the library that I have published. So this one is right here, the simple design system library. So I click add to file. So it's added, you see, and I have it over here on the left. So now I can close this. And now if I want to create something here, I just go to assets, I click here, and I can choose some of the things from the library. So I can basically drag and drop any assets that I want. And now let's go to Claude Code and set it up and try to generate something. First of all, we need to create a folder for our project, and it should be empty, so you don't need anything here. But the only thing is that what you need to connect it to Claude. So basically you can't launch Claude just on your desktop. Well, you can, but it's not a good thing. You need to have a folder where all your files will be set up and will be collected. And generated, of course, if you generate some code from your designs. So I have my folder ready, Figma Claude test, and now I need to open it in terminal. So I just right click and open it in terminal. So here's my terminal. And here what I want to do, I want to just write Claude. And basically I'm launching Claude inside of my folder. Press enter. And we need to wait a few seconds, and here it is. We can see that Claude is launched. We can see that it's launched in my folder. So now I need to check that I have my Figma plugin ready. So what I want to do, I want to press the slash, and then I'll write plugins. And now I will just click plugins, and then I will search for installed. And here you can see that I have my plugins Figma Remote MCP installed. It's local, so I can see some other plugins that I have installed in my Claude. And then I press enter on Figma Remote MCP, and I can see that it is ready. We have 16 tools inside, and I have authorized it and to my account and Figma account, so it is connected. If you want to learn more about how to set up Claude Code, how to connect it to Figma MCP. Be sure to check out other video on my channel. The link will be somewhere on top and in the description below. All right, so Figma MCP is set up. So we're cool with that. Now I press escape and I just go to my sort of like prompt window. And now what I want to do, I want to connect it to my library, right? So I want to find it. So basically that's why we need this folder. So the folder project will be associated with this design system. So now I go back to design system and I need to click share and copy link to it. And now I go back to Claude Code and I just paste this link here. And I want to write a prompt, use this, or just analyze this design system file for future work, and press enter. Now it will do some thinking. And one more important thing is that in order to have this Claude Code running, you need to have a paid plan of Claude Code. Here I need to press enter. Yes. So I agree with everything. We see some errors, but it's okay. Just go back to this design system. Let me just show you some of the things that we have everything in components. This is super important that everything is in the components. So we have, for example, cards, buttons, everything is a component. And of course we have variables. This is super important as well, to have design tokens inside of your library, and that all of your elements inside of your Figma design layouts, they should be created using variables. So this is crucial. So as you can see, all the buttons are using variables here. So now let's go back to Claude, and here you can see that I had some errors, but here we can see that it loaded the skill Figma use. This is super important. This is one of the updates, the recent updates. And here it says that excellent. Let me get the design tokens variables to inspect the key foundation pages. So this is working correctly. Don't worry about the errors. Sometimes I get them because for example, some weird naming is used in the layers, or it's not that important right now. Here you can see that it analyzes the text styles and component inventory. And again, it is using Figma Remote MCP again. And here is the summary. So it organized everything in layers. So we have a foundation with typography, color effects, icons, composition guide, component pages. So everything is set up. So yeah, it finished. So it read and understood the structure of the design system, and now it understands and knows everything about all the elements that are inside of the design system. By the way, if you want to learn more about vibe coding, Figma framework, be sure to check out the link in the description below to my courses and my newsletter. All right, so what we want to do next, we want to generate something, right? We want to generate some UI element. So we go to our untitled file. We have our design system connected to. This is super important. And now we need to click here, share, and we need to copy link to this file. Now we go back to Claude Code and we use a command. We use command to generate stuff. So we use slash, and then we just find Figma. We use generate design. So I will just use a tab to save this command. And I will use this command to generate design and write create login screen, or using our design system here, or yep. So I just pasted the link to the file, and now I press enter, and let's wait for magic to happen. Right, Claude Code finished the job, and as you can see, our login screen is ready just from one prompt. And here is the summary what it did. Actually, it used some input fields, some buttons, and it created the layout in this desktop version, right? But let's see the most interesting thing about this design, because before we didn't have that. Before it just generated some designs and the elements that we used there, they were generated basically from scratch. But here's the most important thing about this update. Let's check out the screen and let's click on some of the fields here. And as you can see, they're in the components, and basically they're instances of the components. And if we right click on them, for example, on the button, I will click go to main component, and look what is happening. I'm going back to my design system file and to the button here. So this is super cool that it actually used the files, the elements from the design system to build this UI element. And this is super cool. This is the power that basically from your design system, now you can build interfaces without actually pushing pixels, with the detailed explanation of what you need to have in the interface, and it will generate the interface for you using your design system. This is super cool. And if we, since we're using design system, you see I'm using this, it uses the black button. Let's change it to, for example, green. And now I will publish this library. I'll publish it. For example, something changed, right? And we need to change the color of the button. And now the library will be published. And now I go back to my file that was generated by Claude. I go to libraries, and here I have an update, pull the update, and now I have the green button here. Magic. Some extra things that you might be interested in is that you can actually add some special skills to your Claude Code. And these special skills are actually recommended by Figma. So if you go to your browser and if you go to figma.com community skills, you will find here some Figma skills for AI agents, and some of them are made by Figma, which are already saved in your plugin, but some of them are like an extra skills made by other community members. For example, this one, apply design system, and actually it connects existing design systems to publish design system components. So basically this is what we're doing, but this command will have more power and then just the basics that already exist in the Figma plugin. So if you go to this to the skill, actually I recommend you going skills folder, and this, I guess, Chris made these skills, and there are 3 of them: apply design system, audit design system, and fix design system findings. So basically this is the skills that will help you work with your existing design system, and you need to install these to Claude Code. How to do that? That's actually really easy. You just go to code here, and you need to copy the link to this repository on the GitHub, and then you need to go to your terminal, just paste the link here and tell Claude to install skills, and you need to wait a few minutes. There will be some questions about what I need to install exactly. You just say yes, and it will install all the skills inside of the Claude that is on your computer. So basically, yeah, here it asks, should I look at this repository? You say proceed yes, and stuff like that. So, and now you go back, and these are the same from the same developer, and there are other ones right here, for example, like sync Figma tokens. Basically what it does, it syncs tokens from in the code and Figma variables. This is also a very important skill and very important thing that you should do if you have your design system and code and you need to sync it with your Figma design system file. And same thing here, you can just copy this command, or right here you can copy the link to this skill, and again you just go to your terminal and install it. So basically what it does, it reads the repo and it will install all the skills inside of your code. Now, since we have this design already set up, right, in Figma, let's try to bring it to code, right? So what we need to do, we need to select the frame, and we need to right click on it and right click, and here we need to find something like copy link to selection, or basically you can just use Command L, and then you go back to, again, terminal with your project Claude running in your folder, and you just paste this link and tell them to basically develop it. And you need to explain what kind of technology and what kind of tech you want to use. So basically, create HTML CSS file from this design and press enter. And now it will launch the skills that are used to actually develop it. And now I want to use yes and don't ask again, because basically similar questions concerning this particular project. So I just want to allow Claude to use it, and let's wait a few minutes. And yeah, that's it. It's ready. So I press yes. I want to save it. And when I go back to my folder, I have this file already here. And what I'm going to do now, I just want to launch it in my browser. Well, actually, it's not finished yet, so let's wait just a few minutes. Oh, a few seconds. Yep, now it's finished. So it created a login HTML and login CSS where all the styles are. And now I want to launch it in my browser, so I just double click on it, and here it is. So it already did it, so it's in code. So as you can see, it didn't use the green button. I'm not sure why, probably because the main component had the black one, and also it added the icon here that was inside of the design. I checked my terminal and I found out why it didn't use the green color of the button. And actually it told me that there was a mistake and there was an issue, that in the design there was a green color that we used in the button, but it was wrong because in the Figma variables and design tokens inside of our design system, it is stated that the default brand color is black instead of green. So that's why it changed it from green to black to make it default as it is in the design system. So basically it thought that that was a mistake because it wasn't changed in the design tokens. So this is super cool and smart. But the cool thing is that it has all the styles, all the variants of the components are used. You can see that we have hovers, so everything is cool here. I can even enter something, and when I press of course, sign in doesn't work, but still looks pretty good. And let's check out the CSS file. I'll open it with my TextMate. And as you can see, we have all our tokens in the CSS. They're used here from the design system, which is super cool. And let's just open the login just to check how the code looks. Yeah, here it is. Yep, so it's pretty simple, but everything is here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope now you understand how you can use Claude Code to generate UIs using your design system and not some generic stuff. And be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and like the video if you like it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.